are following a playlist from the very beginning. So far what we have learned is the types of accounts, the golden rules, and then all these statements that we come across, like financial statement, what is the sequence, and if you want to create a cash flow statement, what is the dependency, if you want to create balance sheet, what is the dependency. So we have seen all those things so far, but if you have not noticed it, for everything, for every transaction that we are doing, or for every step that we are doing, behind each and small step, there is some logic, there is some rules, right? So every organization, there are like thousands of lakhs of companies, right? So how come everyone is able to create the same type of statements? Though the numericals will be different, the product or in specific services are different, but how everyone is able to prepare the similar kind of flow statements and financial statements, which others can also able to understand, like when audit is happening, some external person is coming and is able to identify what is the status, what is happening in the organization. So even any outsider is coming and able to read it. So there is some rules and regulation, we call them as standards, in specifically accounting standards. So regarding accounting standards, we are going to have the introduction today. So based on those accounting standards, okay, we'll go one by one. So what is accounting standard, what are the types, who make it in our country, who make it on the global level, so what changes do we need to do if our organization is on, suppose, our country level, and if we want to move to our global level, if we want to expand. So all those things regarding the accounting standards we are going to see today. So this is just a part 1, and I have written this like headings and subheadings, so I'll share this link in the description as well. So first, what is accounting standards? So as we have seen, so these standards are nothing but used to consolidate various accounting principles. Okay, so if suppose you are preparing some statement, I am preparing some statement, we all need to follow some standards. Okay, suppose you are from what we say, developers background, software background. So when writing code, we use some specific versions, compatibility we need to make sure, and we need to make sure there is no tight coupling, and even when it is moved to some other place, it is still usable. So we need to do everything in a standardized way, so that even if something is changed, like we are dependent on some other resources, even if that resource is changed, the current one should not affect. So overall, this accounting standards are used to standardize all the financial statements. Okay, now what is the use of that and all, we are going to cover in a moment. Okay, now if you see, common set of accounting standards and procedures that India corporates follow is Indian GAAP. So GAAP is generally accepted accounting principles. Okay, let me verify that. Yeah, that is correct. And next we have types of accounting standards. So overall we have 32 accounting standards as of now. It's not like it is not going to increase or it is not going to decrease. That completely depends on some body that is known as ICAI, Institute of Chartered Account of India. So this, if it is if any principle or if any standard is approved by ICAI, that will come under AS 32 or 33. That's how it is going to increase. Or if suppose the environment is changing, so if any accounting standard is there which is not required, so it can be removed as well. Okay, but the thing is, it should be coming from ICAI. Okay, so it is, we can say it is a parent of all the chartered account or all the bodies in our country. Okay, now we have total of 32 accounting standards as of now, in which some of them are what we can say refreshed, or some features of accounting standards are modified, and some of them are removed, like AS6 is withdrawn. Now it is mixed along with AS10 or AS10, and then we have AS30, 31, 32 withdrawn. So we are going to study about each of the accounting standard in detail in the coming videos once we are done with the introduction. Okay, so we are going to see what is there in each of the accounting standard. So even now, if you are getting confused, accounting standard is nothing but standards, and each standard, like if you want to if there is some transaction happen, okay, how you want to include that in your books of account. So for that you can say, okay, I need to find what is a debit account, what is a credit account, and based on that I can do. But what is the format, what are the comments, what are the principles you used, and how you should write, what is the format, and if there is any confusion, whom you should have the confirmation with. So for every task there will be some certain set of principles, and for that set of principles it is approved by ICAI, and every organizations need to follow that. Okay, next we see applicability of accounting standards. So what is this applicability? Now let's understand in a very easy manner. Okay, we have let's call accounting standards as standards only for our easy understanding. We have nearly 32 standards. We know that. Now each let's not see level 1, level 2 as of now. We have we can say a shop, okay, a simple shop, a big business, a big organization, okay, then a simple person who sells on the roadside, and the big malls. So there are organizations, companies at different levels. Okay, now keeping that in mind, the standards are there, right? 32. So all the standards will not apply to everyone. Okay, it will apply for everything, but there are some standards like accounting standard 21, 23, 27. So there are some other standards as well. So standards like this will not applicable to everyone. So these are applicable based on the level 1, level 2, level 3. So here we are basically categorizing based on the size at which an organization operates, or a company or any shop operates. That is clear, I guess, right? Now first category is the level 1. Of course, this is the biggest things that we consider. So companies which is listed in the BSE or NSE stock exchanges, like if it is listed here, means for sure it is of a big value, big turnover. Okay, now those which are listed in these stock exchanges, banks, financial institutions, insurance business, so all these things will be applicable under level 1. So there will be some standards which are only suitable for level 1. There are some standards which are suitable for level 1 or level 2. Like that we will see when we are studying accounting standards. Now next is our level 2. So here comes the organization which is not listed in the stock exchanges and doesn't come under these categories, and whose turnover is more than 40 lakhs or less than 50 crores. Okay, so here turnover is more than 40 and less than 50 crores and are not listed here. Okay, so those will come under level 2 enterprises. Now the other organization or shops or anything which is not coming under level 1 or level 2 will come under level 3. So that is as simple concept as it is. So there is accounting standards which will be applicable based on your organization is coming under level 1 or level 2 or level 3. Yeah, that's it. Now next we have objective and scope of accounting standard. So what is the objective? Now as we have seen, accounting standard is nothing but, so here like concepts is terminologies are changing, but the overall intention is the same. What is accounting standard? It is something which is used to standardize the process of creating the financial statements. Okay, now if like in general think of it, okay, if the financial statement is standardized, that means if you moved from one organization to another organization, you need not to see or learn how the organization is preparing, because it is common across the globe. Okay, so what is the useful of that? So it improves the credibility, reliability, and it determines the manager accountability, assists the accountants and auditors published to interpret the records and to find the state of an organization, enables the ease of understanding. So it is basically good for accountants, auditors, and the public. Like if I want to buy share or stocks, and if I really want to read about the organization, then it is good for public as well, since it is not a company specific standards. Okay, now what is the scope of this accounting standards? So the scope is nothing but till what level it is applicable, to what kind of things it is applicable. So that is a simple scope. Okay, if it is applicable or not, that is a simple meaning of scope. So here we can see the accounting standards will only be applicable to the material items. So material items is like for which based on which we can say the decision of decision which could affect the organization depends. Okay, so if it's like you are operating at a very big level and there is some small things which is happening, like someone's mood is off, okay, someone is not working properly, so those are not material items. Okay, so items which influences the decision maker, for those accounting standards will be applicable. So we are talking about scope, means for which it is applicable, for which it is not applicable, that we are studying. Any limitation with regard to applicability of specific accounting will be made clear by ICAI. So as we have seen, Indian Chartered Account, okay, Institute of Chartered Account of India. So if there is any refreshment or if there is any removal of any accounting standard, or if there is any addition of accounting standard, so everything should be accepted only when it is approved by ICAI, but not any other body. Okay. Then we have at the final scope, that is no standard will have a retroactive application. What this means is that if some change has happened and it is informed as of today, okay, it is informed today. So if we have recorded something previously, this change, the change in the accounting standard that is informed today will not be applicable for the transactions which are recorded previously. So it means that whatever the change or the new thing that is coming today will be applicating from today onwards, but not for the transactions which we have recorded previously. So that was our score. I hope that makes sense and it is clear. Now next we have Constitution of the Accounting Standard Board of India. So what happens ASB is, we'll see what is ASB, next we'll see objective and functions, where we'll understand what ASB is meant for. So ASB is simply a body working under ICAI. Like we have n number of colleges, and some colleges will be affiliated to some university. So in that manner, ASB is Accounting Standard Board of India, which is affiliated or a body part of ICAI. Now what ICAI ASB does, that we'll cover in a moment. But basically, okay, responsibility again we are going to study under function. So it basically helps in the what we can say drafting of the accounting standards, then finally preparing, finalizing, getting feedbacks from people, and then finalizing any accounting standard, and then it will create a draft and it will send to ICAI. So it's not like ICAI is going to be meeting with the public or the corporates and then it is going to draft. No, ASB is going to take all those things. Okay, so basic responsibility is to propagate accounting standards and persuade corporations adopt them. Okay, so one of the responsibility is it encourages the organizations to adopt the accounting standards. Okay, yeah. So next we have objectives and functions of ASB. So whatever we have studied till now, only those we are going to mention again. Just the thing is terminology is changing, nothing else. So even you can write it on your own words once you can understand. Okay, so objectives. So it consolidates diverse accounting practices. It means that it tries to standardize accounting standard, nothing else. Okay, next it sees, okay, there are some new things coming under certain domain. So is there any need for developing any accounting standard in a specific domain? So that's why it searches for the accounting, the need where the accounting standards needs to be come into picture. So it finds the places where the accounting standard, if developed, it could be helpful. Okay, then after finding those areas where accounting standard is required, it tries to formulate, and before formulating, okay, right? So okay, this point is like it not only creates new accounting standards, but it establishes or it evolves the existing accounting standards as well. Then what it does, it tries to meet with the various peoples working under that domain, and it tries to create a draft of the accounting standards, and then the process goes on. Okay, so after creating drafting, it will get feedback from the people working in that domain, and then it will see, okay, what is correct, what needs to be changed, and again this process goes on. And once the final standard is approved by ASB, it goes to ICAI. Okay, it reviews the accounting standard, it provides the interpretations. Okay, so once if any accounting standard is approved, right, so like we buy product, along with that product we get manuals as well. Similarly, for any accounting standards, what are the principles, policies, terminologies used in each accounting standard, for everything they provide proper interpretation and guidance. Okay, to carry out such other functions related to accounting standards. Yeah. Next we have functions of accounting standard boards body. So here it is like simply promotes, okay, and the encourages other parts to adopt them, and then provides interpretation and reviews accounting standards after every certain duration. Okay, so that was our function. So it's like once we know what is ASB, we can easily frame out like what is objective and what is functions. Now next we have procedure of issuing accounting standard. So I can say, if you have listened carefully so far in this 14 minutes, I can say that you can also tell what it does in steps. Okay, so we are going to take only one word in each point, and then we are good with this. So first it determines the areas where accounting standards is required, and then it tries to mingle with the professions working in that domain, and they try to come to a common conclusions. So the points which need to standardize, which varies dynamically, so all those things. Okay, then they draft a preliminary accounting standards, and after that they send it out to various associates and bodies, because they also want to know about how the AS affects the other environments in the same domain. Okay, again we have then exposure draft is created, in which we have all these things like the policies, terminologies, okay, what are the fundamentals, what is the reason behind forming this. So it's like a documentation provided, which is a part of our exposure draft. Now once that is done, and this process goes on DE, and once this is done, we have a final draft provided by the ASV. Now then Council of ISAI considers the draft and see whether is there any change they want to give, because they are like officially the parent company of the ASV. Okay, next we have if there is any modification needs, that will be done, and after council issues the final form, it will be released by the ICAI, not ASP. So that was our procedure for issuing accounting standards. So far we have only 32. Compliance with accounting standards. So this will be our final topic as of today. So compliance with accounting standard, what it says is, as of section 129 Company Act 2013, okay, which is nothing but a schedule 3. So these terminologies, no worries if you don't understand. It is simply a section and simply a schedule. Now what are sections, what are schedule, that again we will cover, but as of now just see that there is a section 129 and there is a schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013, which says that if you are saying like, okay, first thing is you need to follow the accounting standards for creating the financial statement. That is the first thing. And second thing, if you are saying that you have followed accounting standards, it means you have followed all the accounting standards. It's not like out of 10 you have followed one and you said you are complying with the accounting standards. No, you have to follow each and every accounting standard. And one more thing is, if you are not following any accounting standards, then it should be documented that, okay, this is the accounting standard that I am not following, and there should be a proper reasoning for that, because when the external auditor comes and sees, okay, this is the accounting standard which is not followed and there is a proper reasoning for it, then it is fine. But if the auditor finds that, okay, no, this is not correct, then he will give a red flag to that financial statement, and it will bring a bad name or creates a bad image for the organization. Okay, and finally we have, okay, yeah, it should be like comply with all. AS should be mandatory from respective dates. Okay, so it is like if it is issued today, from today onwards, that AS will be mandatory. Ensures the compliance with the AS. Any deviation from AS, it would be auditor's duty to report the non-compliance. Okay, so that is what we cover, like how much accounting standard is mandatory, and when we can say we are complying with the accounting standard. So all that we have seen in this 3 points. So this was just an introduction. In the next video we are going to cover each and every accounting standards in detail. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any queries, please write down in the comment section. Thank you.